Helluva Boss is one of the biggest faces in indie animation, dare I say the most popular one. And it's not really a shocker, being a spin-off of the much-awaited Hazbin Hotel, which finally, after years of development and, well, things, we finally got a release date of this January. And Helluva Boss has been the only real form of content that Hazbin Hotel has been able to chew on for a while. And it was extremely popular during 2019 and 2020 when it was first coming out. But eventually, the series started to decline, generally in the quality department. No, I'm not referring to the animation quality, the story and narrative quality. This is very apparent in the show's second season, more specifically with its second episode. And yeah, this has been a talking point and a video I've been planning to make for a while. I was thinking of many different ways to make it, maybe analyze each episode individually like I did with Amphibia, or maybe even do separate videos where I analyze each of its failings as a writing, that stuff. But ultimately I decided to make one ultimate video where I go over each segment and how it's screwed up or done well. Either way, before I start, Helluva Boss is an ongoing series, aka it hasn't finished yet. I thought it would have finished before Hazbin Hotel released, but it looks like that's not the case. Either way, I guess I should start this video with, well, what's the show's about. Okay, if I have to talk about the problems of Helluva Boss's plot, I should probably talk about what Helluva Boss is intended to be. Helluva Boss is intended to be a show about the immediate murder professionals, or IMP, consisting of Blitz, the boss, Moxie, the armsman, Millie, the barbarian, and Luna, the dog. Either way, the series follows their various misadventures as they try to do their job of killing people on Earth for the people in Hell. That is the plot that the show would love to have you believe, but it really isn't. Okay, the show is, after watching it, is really just a show about Blitz's life, and tries to tell this story in some way, I guess? I don't know. This show feels genuinely like I'm watching a child with ADHD write it. I'm not kidding. To put it into perspective, in the beginning of Season 2, there is a very specific tension put on Blitz and Stolas' relationship. Episode 1 is how they really met. Episode 2 sees Octavia leave the human realm, and Blitz and Stolas have to go, find her somewhere, I guess. Episode 3, okay, that's about Moxie's mafia dad, but okay. Episode 4 is about Stolas and Blitz again, great. And the two most recent episodes are both about Fizzaroli and the Prince of Lust. We'll get into that. Either way, yeah, I don't know exactly how to put the plot of Helluva Boss into sentences in any sense, because it's just kind of so many plots. The center being Blitzo, and either way, sometimes I don't feel like he really is even supposed to be in the episode, because he's just in the background. He's basically irrelevant. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, the main character doesn't need to be the main character of every episode, but it feels kind of weird when I'm not watching anything related to what the show promised. I was promised a show about 4 demons going up to the human realm and killing people. Misadventures and wacky shenanigans ensue. Hell, I think the show does this pretty well in episode 1, 3, 4, 6. I think that's the only episodes where they're actually doing their job. Yeah, I think those are the only episodes that are centered around them doing their job. At least in season 1. But hey, I guess that's the problems of the plot. But I think people can look an over stupid plot if the characters are good. Well... Look, I don't know who's in charge of writing the character arcs for this show, but I think they need to be fired. Okay, I guess let's start off with the main characters. Blitzo is actually a pretty good character. The problem is one of his, well, storylines gets solved off fucking camera. I'm not kidding. After I watched episode 7 and, you know, all that drama happened, people were waiting for episode 8, like, dreadfully. And when it got delayed, it only seemed to reinforce that this episode was going to be super hypernetically important. It wasn't. I don't know what soul told whoever the writer is that solving issues off screen is a good writing ploy when it isn't. Just because your show is meant to be episodic, emphasis on meant because you have failed at that, doesn't mean the audience has episodic brains. How can you forget a plot point so important and a linchpin so integral to Blitz and Stolas' relationship? You can't just solve it off screen. Disregarding that, I think Blitzo is a good character. You can really feel for him and how his life has turned out. And you understand why he is the way he is now, in a way. Not the jackass part, but in a way how and why he cares about the people who he does. And why he struggles to get intimate with others, you know? Either way, time to look at the reset button that is the character Moxie. I don't know what problem Vivzipop has with Moxie. No, really, I don't. Like, what is your issue with this character, man? You don't have to reset him and humiliate him every time he goes through the same arc you put him through. No, really. Moxie goes through the same arc of getting his pants up at least 3 times in the show. I'm not kidding. Since episode 1, he's been going through this arc. I'm not kidding. Episode 1, he gets some balls, but gets traumatizes by the end. In episode 5, he gets some balls to take down fucking Stryker and prove himself to Millie's parents. In the next one, he gets to stand up to his dad. Nope, he gets shocked, ridiculed, and... well, yeah, Millie does all the work. I don't know what the fuck. Who the fuck writes these episodes and who the fuck writes these characters? Either way, Millie is absolutely nothing. I'm not kidding. Besides being, stabby and Moxie's wife, that's her only character trait. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as we can get a reason to care for her. Like, not every character needs to have some dramatic backstory or some tremendous development. But, you know, you need to give us a reason to care for the character. And so far, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, and Luna's just a bitch. Her entire plot point is literally wanting a relationship. Or at least most of them are. Like, yeah, there's something about Blitz and fatherhood and her not really wanting him as a, you know, father figure, despite she obviously seeing him as one. But, yeah, no, most of her plot points, they revolve around just getting a relationship with someone. Or that be somebody who already has a girlfriend, or someone who she just met and has no idea who he is. Man. Stolas. Okay, Stolas has the same problems as Blitz. You know, the fact that they just delete the fucking arc from episode 7, but besides that, I think he's pretty solid. You know, about his divorce and, you know, Octavia. Either way. I guess it's time I talk about the secondary characters, right? Okay, look, if they can't even make me care about all of the main characters, can they really make me care about a single secondary character? Well, who knows? I care about Blitz, so let's see. Let's go with the recent ones. Fizzaroli and Osmodius are okay. I like Osmodius, but I feel like something as important as a Prince of Hell and what it is in the Has-Been verse maybe should have been saved for the main series, but that's just me. It's not a genuine critique of the series. Plus, I think he's important enough to the story to a degree, I guess. Either way, Fizzaroli's also okay. His backstory's pretty tragic, and his reason for hating Blitzo is alright, I guess. Either way, I guess I should start going in order. Those two are cool. Stella, she's a bitch, that's the character, who the fuck cares? Her brother, he is a smarter bitch, I think? I don't know. We saw him like once. Stryker, I liked Stryker. No, fuck it. He had cool. He could get mad, but he was usually calm and collected. He could, take a situation and, be calm how, stress it got. Not anymore, he's just a fucking redhead all the time. He just screams and shouts at everybody who he comes across. Literally. Verosica appeared like twice, and she's just a bitch. That's it. There's a lot of these characters who just bitches. Oh my god. The humans haven't come back. The cherubs haven't come back. Moxie's dad is just a mafia boss. That's it. He's a fucking mafia boss. That's the character. Mammon is okay. He symbolizes greed well enough. Beelzebub received a lot of critiques, and I think they're, at least in terms of design, I think they're just. What if this screams to you gluttony? Like, really? Either way, I do think the design is fine. It just doesn't really represent what her character's supposed to be. I think she's okay. We've only seen her like once, so yeah, that's it. Vortex, we've seen him like twice, and he just seems like a nice guy. That's it. Yeah, no, not much in the secondary character department. Again, I think the Princes of Hell that have been introduced so far are fine, and Fizzaroli is fine too, but again, I can't watch a show just based on a secondary character. Like, if they can only make me care by one part of the main cast, how much can I watch of this show? If I only care about one of them. He's the main guy, that's why I still watch it, but who knows? I just think audiences might not have, the most positive reaction to it. Well, I guess it's time to assess the big party in the room. Helluva's pacing is awful. Revolutionary statement, I know, but it's the truth. Helluva Boss is a series that believes itself to be longer. Like, seriously, we get our first big character episode in episode 2. Literally, Stolas is the second guy to get an episode, and it's a big development. Wow. Almost like the show has its priorities beyond the main cast. No, really. Stolas gets an episode before 3 of the main cast. Before even Blitzo, the main character of the damn show. Like, Jesus. Also, I know IMP goes on a bunch of missions on screen, but we only really saw them go on like 3 missions in season 1. That is less than 50% of what season 1 is. I don't think I need to say it. Like, I think you can watch it and see the flaws of it. These episodes are like reliant on you believing that the show is longer than this. But when the show isn't, it's kind of hard to watch them. Not hard to watch. They are good episodes. They're just not put well into the chronology of the show. So ultimately, what are the flaws of Helluva Boss? Well, it's pacing, it's characters, its plot is a big one. But I haven't even mentioned the world building. In your own show, you contradict yourself like 4 episodes apart. How the fuck does that happen? I'm not gonna do a big fuss about the show because 1, it's really short. 2, everybody's done a video like this, but I wanted to make a video about this show before Has-Been came out because I used to like this show. This show was the stuff I considered top-notch quality back in 2020. Other people did too. This is what people were raving about, and honestly, after rewatching the series, I can tell there's quality here. I just don't think it was maintained very well. Either way, this has been Part-Time Opinions, and that has been my take on the Helluva Boss series up until episode 7 of season 2. My views on the series may change in the future, maybe after Has-Been, maybe they won't, and maybe they'll worsen. But hey, until next time.